this got announced a few months early, about 1 or 2 or so months ago, but I never really had time to talk about it, and it always like, oh damn, I should have talked about it. But since it's near its arrival, I wanted to give my thoughts on this upcoming comic from IDW. Basically, it's I guess you could say a crossover of sorts. The story is, it's called Ghostbusters Get Real. The story basically is Ghostbusters crossover with Ghostbusters. Yeah, we're getting a Ghostbusters IDW comic version of them, crossing over with the Ghostbusters from the 80s cartoon, the Real Ghostbusters, which I think is hilarious. It's very much reminiscent of the Turtles Forever movie, where you had the 2003 Turtles meet the 1987 Turtles, and you also had the, of course, the Mirage Comics Turtles in there as well. It's very reminiscent of, like I said, Turtles Forever, and I think it's a really funny idea. The story is that basically the Ghostbusters from the IDW universe are battling this elder god called Proteus, and Proteus sends them into another dimension, and they find themselves in the Real Ghostbusters universe. Now, the thing is with this universe, with these two universes, that it's the same Ghostbusters, but they're drastically different. It is like basically it's very much like a Ghostbusters. They're two very different. They both have different styles, and I can only imagine, because the Ghostbusters, the IDW universe, are very, they do a lot of work. They're very hardworking, but some of them, they play a little dirtier than the Real Ghostbusters, who are kind of, in the cartoon, they're supposed to be the true Ghostbusters. The ones we saw in the movies were just actors, and everything that happened with them was was based off of these Ghostbusters. So the Ghostbusters in this universe, I think, would be a lot of fun to interact with their IDW counterparts. I think that's going to be a lot of fun to see in between those two interactions, but especially the two Venkmans. Oh god, I can't imagine the two Venkmans, because the Venkman from the IDW comics is he's very much like Bill Murray, in the sense that he will play this very sarcastic kind of character, while in the 80s cartoon, that Venkman is very sarcastic and very lazy. So I can only imagine those two put together, and especially the two Egons. The two Egons will totally be eating this shit up to no extent, to no end in this meeting between the two. So I can only imagine how that's going to play out in that sense. Among other things with this crossover is that I'm really, again, it looks a lot of fun. It just looks like it just looks like something Eric Burnham wanted to do from day one, and now he's like, yay, I get to write Ghostbusters again, and I get to have the 80s cartoon too. And we've seen little bits and pieces of the 80s cartoon in certain other stories, like, of course, when Mars Attacks IDW, it was the Real Ghostbusters who fought Martian ghosts, and they had that. So I'm really interested also to see how the Ghostbusters will do a Slimer, because Slimer was in the IDW comics, but he was more like a prisoner, while in the 80s cartoon, he's a pet. He's their mascot, and was even in Extreme Ghostbusters. That's the other thing. I'm wondering if we'll see this universe, the Real Ghostbusters universe of the Extreme Ghostbusters. I'm curious about that, of seeing the Extreme Ghostbusters, or maybe we'll get a hints of them, because the IDW universe does have Kylie from the Extreme Ghostbusters universe, but she is another secretary. So I think it would be hilarious if, like, during the story arc, they time travel forward and run into the Extreme Ghostbusters, and they're just like, God, Egon, you got old and useless. Yeah. So I think this is going to be a very fun, very just out there crossover. Eric Burnham's definitely going to put a lot of cheesy camp ideas in there, and it's going to work. I loved his crossover, what he did with the Ghostbusters meeting the Ninja Turtles, and like I said before, that one was a very much fun romp. And I'm very excited to see how this is going to go down, of these two franchise, the same franchise from different universes meeting as well. So who knows? Maybe we'll even see the movie universe well, actually, the IDW comics are more around the movie universe, but maybe we'll just see a straight movie universe. Maybe we'll see a Ghostbusters universe. Maybe we'll see, like, the Hanna-Barbera cartoon, the one that had the gorilla. Yeah, that was weird. Anyway, so hope you all enjoyed this, and once again, you guys tell me, what do you guys think of this crossover between these two Ghostbusters universes? Do you like the idea? Do you hate the idea? And what do you want to see done in it? And once again, hope you all enjoyed this, and I'm out.